Hey guys, this is NSKDK from the channel NSK. This is my honest review on Call of Duty Modern Warfare and how I feel about it and how it feels to me. So I had a bit of thoughts on the single player maps, the multiplayer maps, the 6v6 ones, and they felt amazing. Nothing there to give critic about. It felt the maps felt good. You felt like you were always in combat at somewhere on the point on the map. Either way, anywhere you stood, if you were sniping in the other end, you will always have someone sniping against you, which felt good. If you are pushing, you will always be meeting someone who is pushing as well. You will always have combat somewhere in the map, on the maps, and that felt amazing. The ground war maps might need more cover, less campy, more ways in one. That there's like way too much campiness on those. They don't feel right for some reason. They feel different. The gadgets. Oh, I have two problems with the gadgets. I have the gadget. Um, I have two. I had two problems, and those are like the shock stick. That thing lasts too long when you throw it, and it takes you get damaged by it for too long. And then you have like the C4. The C4 apparently you only get one when you switch to that. People are used to getting three or something and playing from there, two at least. But apparently the C4 in Modern Warfare 2 is only one, which is ridiculous. And you cannot resupply explosive or lethals in game, not even for the launchers or anything, unless you use your own armor box in ground war. How are we supposed to get the APCs down or the choppers or whatever? We got one shot, well, two shots with the launchers we have, and that's it. Joker had two shots. The Stinger, or what? Not the Stinger, the Eagler, or whatever it's called. It had two as well, and that's it. Like, and then you don't resupply them unless you have a armor box, because you don't do it on the big armor. I didn't, at least. That was a bit off-putting. That was annoying. Um, yeah, that's about it. Like, the invasion map is a good idea. I am looking forward to actually playing that with some of my friends and followers who doesn't play multiplayer as much because they don't like the PvP aspect of it and the competitive side of trying to win all the time. So that's gonna be nice. The game itself felt and looked really good, visually really good. The only visual thing I might have had issues with was the visual recoil and the infrared and the thermal scope. Those things were made no sense because as soon as as soon as you started shooting with your weapon, they will like distort everything you were seeing through those scopes, and they will actually be putting you off their weapon. Like you will just be not be you will not be shooting where you should be shooting, which is on an enemy. Another thing. Now we're talking weapons. The weapon, the M16 version of the M4, the variant, like yeah, that thing was that thing was like either being nerfed too much or just being useless because it doesn't I know it's a burst, so I know it should not be firing as auto in any way, but it felt like it wasn't useless. It was utterly useless because you wouldn't be shooting. It will have way too much recoil, and the weapon reacts too slow to when you start shooting, which makes no sense. That's basically it. That's the only things I have issues with. Oh, and the mounting in the game. I like the mounting, but I don't like the mounting. If you know what I mean, like because like I wish we had the modern Vanguard one, the one where you as soon as you started moving, that's how then it doesn't dislodge you. It just moves your weapon. It just moves you with the weapon while you're mounted. Unlike that, like in Modern Warfare 2, you get dislodged, which is like you're basically taking a step back to the mechanic from Modern Warfare 19, which was good. The game was and felt amazing, and so does this. But this is basically an upgrade for you guys, and I would like that to come back, to be honest. The other thing I was looking forward to, but I didn't get to experience or see or anything, was the way that where you were supposed to be manually adjusting, like in graphs and stuff, how your weapon should behave. I did like that one when you did the marketing thing, and everyone was like all in on that. Sadly, it wasn't there in the beta, and I am sure it's got removed entirely. Almost like your map Grand Prix, which was sad because I was looking forward to that. I am a big Formula One fan, and I'm like, this would been a huge thing for me to fight in that. It will be a huge experience, and too bad that wasn't possible. The game itself felt good. The flow of the maps was good. There was nothing about. I don't have much negative other than the perks. At this point, the perk system was not good. That was cheated. You were cheating people out of the game because of that. The perk system is not good because like you don't have the same perk accessibility as you do in game, mid game, as you do like in other Call of Duties, which is not good. Not when you have been getting used to being able to switch the perks on the go because you don't to suit the situation you're in. That was amazing. Till going to this where you have to have 4 minutes of playtime before you get like your third and then your fourth perk. That makes no sense. Like it's useless. It's not good. The way that this is being handled is not good. At least give us 3 perks from the beginning of the map and then the fourth mid game or something. I don't know. I don't care. Just give us a reason to give us a way of changing that, of fixing that, because as it is right now, that is the only thing that felt off-putting and a draw to do every time in this game, and that didn't feel good. Like I made one, I made one perk customization, and I stuck to that the entire all games because I did not feel like doing 3 different ones and have them as a backup so I could always easily switch over to them mid-game. Oh wait, we could not do that mid-game. Sorry about that. I forgot that as well. That's an issue as well. And that's basically it. That's the only thing about the game I did not like. The visual of the game looked good. The graphics felt good. The game looked good. But the only thing that didn't was the visual graphic. A visual recoil didn't. And the menu, oh god no. The menus, those are a big story. When you go into the game, you have to go through so many menus to play the game. And that's just awful. And that's not only playing the game, that's also inviting your friends to join or take along. Having a party. That the way of the party thing system works, it's good. And I love it, but the way that you find your teammates, your player friends and all that, and have to add them, that does no sense. That is harder than hard. That didn't work for me as well. Very well. And that's that's it. Like, I wish we had more visual control over like the people we are playing against, so we know these are enemies or not. Because the name above their hits doesn't show. Again, we need some visual cue because our friend's name is like a tiny a blue dot that is basically it, and it's not always visible through the walls. So at least give us something we can work with. Give us like the idea, the view of a evil team and a good team, and you are on the good team and you have to kill the bad team. You know, stuff like this would be easy for us to work with. Have been nice to us for us to work with, and that's why I need you. I need help on this. The game itself, otherwise, is perfect, and this is the last time I say it. I know I've been repeating myself multiple times. but this is how it is. The game itself felt good, and I enjoyed actually playing it. So yeah, good luck with everything, and I hope to see you on the game on the in the multiplayer maps. At least I am not touching Warzone 2, at least not from the beginning. I am going to touch most likely called multiplayer and some ground war, of course. But then again, I'm a hardcore player, so I want it that way. And I'm looking forward to leveling those weapons. That's gonna be so fun. But anyway, as a viewer, I thank you for joining in. I hope you actually had fun listening to this, to me blab on, and I hope you enjoyed my gameplay, even though it was a bad gameplay and one of my worst. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you if you could like and subscribe and leave a comment nonetheless, because then we can take it up next video and talk about it. I do see my comments, and I would love for you to leave something. I like reading. I like to read it. So, but yeah, goodbye. Have a good one, and remember, you only heard it at NSKDK.